talk about something that you're manufacturing for the engine. What's that?
There's two different ways you can perform carb heat on an aircraft engine. One is for air-cooled engines, you pretty much have to do a heat muff or an electrically heated carb body. But if you've got a liquid-cooled engine like the Rotax 912, then you can use engine coolant to heat the carb body. And so a company over in the UK called SkyDrive manufactured a unit that would attach to the carburetor and heat the carburetor body, and therefore not allow any carb ice to build up inside the bodies. We have Fisher Flying Products has purchased the assets of SkyDrive, and we've renamed this unit we're going to call it the Cozy Carb. So it's basically a small unit that gets press fit. You take your carburetor off and you press fit this aluminum casting onto the flange of the carburetor, and then the aluminum casting has an identical flange as the carburetor, and it just basically goes back into the rubber mount on the intake. And so a very simple amount of plumbing. You tie into one of the hose lines for the supply, and then there's a return line down below that goes into a different line. So
and that's for the cooling, for the radiator cooling.
Yeah, it just gets.
Now, if I get this, does it come as a kit, or?
Yes, it comes as a complete installation kit with very thorough instructions, and it takes about between an hour and a half and 2 hours to install.
Okay. Now, once it's installed, how does it actually operate then? Like, do I have to turn it on, turn it off?
The beauty of this system is that there's no pilot interaction whatsoever. It is an always-on system. You never have to remember to turn it on or never have to remember to turn it off, and it has zero impact on the performance of the engine. Because it only heats the carburetor body, it doesn't heat the intake air, and therefore you don't have a volumetric efficiency loss because of warmer air in the intake.
Now, this, to my knowledge, is required for amateur-built aircraft in Canada.
Yes, that's true. So it's a requirement, and therefore we have the perfect solution for that requirement.
No jetting change, there's no air filter, nothing like that?
Absolutely, nothing is done to the carburetor besides taking it off of the unit, and it moves the carburetor back about 10 millimeters.
Okay, so that's another consideration, then
Right.
the carburetor will be.
But when you're comparing it to the installation of a heated air that goes off the exhaust muff or some of the other alternatives, there's no change in the plan form. There's no cowl change. There's no intake change.
And this will also work on the Rotax 582 then?
Correct. There's units for both the 912 and the 582.
So how long has this unit actually been on the market then?
This has been on the market for over 10 years, and we think that there's probably about 500 installations worldwide.
So it's a well-proven system, then. It's not something
yes.
that you're just introducing to the market.
Yes, and the beauty of it is that it really doesn't change anything within the engine at all on the installation, except for the fact that you move the carburetors back about 10 millimeters, and there's clearance for that.
Okay, so if somebody wanted to get an order in for one of these, what's the best way to do it?
Keep an eye out for the Fisher Flying Products website store. We'll have it listed there probably first, and I'll be making an announcement on the Fisher Flying Products YouTube channel. And so if you want to find that, you just go to YouTube and search Fisher Flying Products channel.
And where do we find Fisher Flying Products on the web?
www.fisherflying.com.
Okay, and do you have a phone number if somebody wanted to just give you a call and talk to you about it?
Sure, 519-933-2055, and ask for Dave.
Thank you very much for your time.
Quickly going to go through the 10 questions I have with regards to Cozy Carb. I know I've talked fairly frequently on recent videos about it, but we've been doing a lot of work to get this product ready and ready to go out the door, from printing labels to sourcing boxes to working with the physical products, ordering in fittings and making sure that all the hardware kit is put together, all the tubing and hoses and whatnot, so that when you go to put this on your engine, you don't have any issues. And we went through all of the instructions that we received from the UK, from the previous company SkyDrives that we bought the system from. We had to clean things up so that from their instructions a little bit, and anyway, it's ready to go. We're really pleased. We've gotten already a number of early orders from people and companies that already that supported it in the past. It's going to be available through Lockwood. It's going to be available through Aircraft Spruce and California Power Systems. And so we've got also Rotax up in Canada, out west in BC. They're going to be handling it as well. So you'll be able to find the parts and these kits through all of these other distributors, and you can buy them as well directly from the website. So, and now on to the 10 most asked questions about Cozy Carb. So what engines can it be installed on? We have two different types of kits. One is for a 912 4-stroke based 4-cylinder engine, and one is a 2-stroke 2-cylinder Rotax engine, and a couple of different variants thereof. Do you need to have an on-off valve? This is a good question. No. This system's designed to run continuous in a continuous loop. There's no turning it on and don't turning it off. There's no remembering to turn it on or turn it off. So it's always there for you. And as compared to air-based systems that heat up the air intake charge, our system doesn't heat the air intake charge. It just heats the carburetor body so that any moisture can't stick to it. So you don't lose any power with this system being on all the time. Do you have to change the cowl? This is a really good question. Some 912 setups especially are quite packed into the cowl. And there's just not a lot of room for anything else in there, and we find that with the offset of the carburetor aft by about 17 millimeters, there's usually enough room in and around the cone-shaped air filters to be able to push the carb back just slightly and install our system. And from there, it's basically tubing, and the tubing can be routed around your current systems or through the engine, and it doesn't add any bulk to the engine, and so therefore you can use your existing cowl no problem. How long does it take to install? About a couple of hours in the afternoon. I installed our first kit on Lionel's G1 and took my time with it, and it was just an afternoon, 2 or 3 hours, and I had it all done and bled. You have to drain the coolant out of a working engine to be able to install this, and so you have to then go back through the procedure refilling it, and that's the most difficult part really, is getting the coolant back in and then making sure that it's bled through the system and that all the hose lines are filled with coolant. Does it affect performance? Again, no, it doesn't affect performance because again we're just heating the carb body and not the intake charge. It does not change the performance of your engine, so you can again run it all the time. Can I install it? Yes, we have full set of instructions. It's a step-by-step, takes you right through it. I'd never installed one before, and the first time I did it, I got it right. It was not that difficult. The instructions are clear and easy to read. Can it be installed on certified engines? No. Not without, no, basically. This is for a non-certified installation. Now, some people say, well, isn't this the part that's available from Lockwood? Well, yes, it is, because they used to carry the SkyDrive's part, and so now they've been contacted that the Cozy Carbs are back in production, and so they're relisting. Can you remove it from the carburetor later? With great difficulty. This Cozy Carb and the carburetor are designed to be an interference fit, and so they have to be squeezed together with a press or in a vise. There's a procedure for this. It's well documented, but once you put that on and then you actually fill a small hole with Loctite to make a complete seal, so you can't be sucking air in or around where these two parts come together. So no, they don't come apart very easily at all. And where can I buy one? You can buy one, like I said, through Lockwood, through Aircraft Spruce, California Power Systems, and Rotax in Canada, as well as our website, www.cozycarb.com. So there's the 10 questions for Cozy Carb.